Hello guys, and welcome to this different video today on chocolate tempering. It's not me making something like I normally am. I'm actually going to teach you something today, so that's going to be pretty cool. So to start off with tempering, what you want to do is you want to melt however much chocolate you're using, enough chocolate to fill your moulds. Melt 3/4 of that to 40 degrees centigrade. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but 40 degrees centigrade, and then add in the remaining quarter and stir it all until it's all melted and below 34 degrees. And once it's below 34 degrees, that is it. Like, you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to reheat it or take it down lower. And this is the same for every chocolate. So I'm just busting a few myths here. It doesn't matter what the packet says. Yeah, if you're going to temper it via the tabling method or anything, you need to do that. But for seeding, you don't need to do that. That's all you need to do. So then when you shell it, you want to pour enough onto your mould. You can either pipe it into the cavity for something that's a bit neater and a bit cleaner, but again wastes all the plastic from the bag, or you just pour it straight in, and you need to fill up every single cavity right to the brim like I'm doing here with chocolate. And then you just want to scrape it away, scrape off the excess to keep your mould nice and clean. This isn't essential, it just makes your work cleaner and easier, and you're going to have to do it at some point anyway. So you might as well do it now. And you want to tap out the air bubbles, because if you have any air bubbles in your shells, that's when fillings start leaking and it just doesn't look as nice. And the more detailed your mould is, the more you need to tap. And then you just flip it over. Don't wait for it to set like some people say. Some people say leave it for a bit. Don't do that. Just flip it over and tap it until the chocolate rainfall stops and becomes very short tendrils and drops rather than still long drops, because if they're still long drops, you're going to have a really thick chocolate shell. And if you keep on tapping once you've got those short drops, you're going to have a shell that's eventually too thin, and it either won't come out the mould, or if it does, it's just going to break really easily. With white chocolate, you want to be a bit more careful if you're using cocoa butter colours, because if you mix it too much on top, the colour could actually mix into the chocolate, and then your white chocolate is no longer white chocolate and doesn't look very good. So for that, I'd recommend using something like a piping bag. But other than that, this is the same method for all chocolates. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's the same tempering method. It's the same shelling method. It's a very simple method.